It's the end of an era at the Eastham Police Department. This February, Chief Edward Kulhawick is retiring after a decade at the department and nearly 40 years in law enforcement.
Well, I've been in law enforcement since 1981, June 29th, 1981, which if somebody told me I'd be staying in law enforcement until this year, I would have said they were crazy. But I think that's just very typical of many careers where you just don't know where the journey is going to take you. And it's taken me from Wilton, Connecticut, and then here back in 2009 to Eastham. And really, the reason I came here was because we always used to come here on vacation, and we love the Cape. And we used to drive by this police department, and I always used to look in and see that some of the cruisers and some of the officers leaving, and I would always say to my wife, boy, that looks like a neat place. I'm wondering what the story is there. And as years progressed, the vacancy occurred, and I decided to apply once I reached my retirement age in Connecticut.
In many ways, Cape Cod is a rather unique work environment for police officers. After joining the Eastham Police Force in 2009, Chief Kulhawick quickly learned that law enforcement on the Cape could be quite different than law enforcement in Wilton, Connecticut.
I always kid my fellow chiefs from Connecticut. They asked me, how was your first couple of days? I said, well, like my second day here, we had an overturned oyster truck, which coming from Fairfield County, 40 miles out of New York City, that wasn't your typical type of call that you'd go on. But here on the Cape, that wasn't all that unusual. The other things that I really have noticed here is, you know, the hurricane season and some of the things we've had to do to prepare for that. From an emergency management standpoint, that was quite different than what I was used to. And then the small town home feel of Eastham, which was so different than where I came from. Really, really nice. People were very, very down to earth, very homey feeling here. A real family-oriented approach to policing.
With Chief Kulhawick at the helm, the Eastham Police Department has made a variety of changes and improvements. The department has rewritten policies, rules, and regulations to stay in line with modern policing and has also become far more technologically savvy.
A lot of things have changed, but some of the things I've really tried to hold on to is that family-oriented, neighborly policing. I thought that was really, really important as I first got in here and looked at how the department was run. I'd be lying to you if I told you there weren't things that needed to be improved and modernized. I've really stressed technology. I've really stressed training. We're spending a lot more money on training and a lot more time and energy into training. And I think I leave this place in a very, very nice position, and for that I'm really, really proud. We have a great group right here, and they're a wonderful team to work with, and you know, just having those 10 years with them has been great.
As retirement draws closer and his time as Eastham Police Chief comes to an end, Chief Kulhawick thinks he already knows what he'll miss most about the department.
Probably the relationships, both with my officers and the residents and staff at Town Hall. It's really a great group, as I say. And those are the things that you really will miss. I missed it when I left Connecticut, but I had another group that I was moving to. But now I'm completely removing myself from the law enforcement profession. So I think that's going to be quite the transition for me. And in talking to other officers and chiefs that have retired recently, they said the same thing. It's those things that'll really hit you in terms of what a void that is.